Cheers.
Cheers, ladies.
Hey guys, so I'm back and I want to have a little discussion. I've been away for some time. I had another spiritual awakening. So, I just been living in the moment. I've been strengthening my relationship with God, being in the Word, trying to be good. But it's been a struggle. If you follow Jesus, it'd be a struggle. But anyway, so I want to talk about something that somebody said to me. And somebody told me that love is not the relationship. And I was like, a lot of women need to know that. You okay? You over here choking and whatnot. Anyway, a lot of women need to hear that because so many women just use that excuse like it doesn't matter. Everything else doesn't matter because I love him. Like, I love him. I just want to be with him. I just can't be with nobody else. I love him. But they don't think about nothing else. You can love somebody, but what about the quality of y'all's relationship? How is that? Does he do things for you? Does he make you feel safe? Does he make you feel like you don't have to worry about nothing because he got you, but they just love to be like, I love him. And never mind the fact that, love is everything. But love has to be everything love has to be everything when both of y'all love each other. That's when love can be everything. But if it's just you loving him or you loving her, it's not gonna work out like that, like that's just not enough. Y'all's relationship gotta be strong. Instead of when somebody says, well, why do you want to go back to him or why do you want to go back to her, you can't just say, oh, because I love her. No. What about how she or him makes you feel? What about that? And a lot of y'all use this excuse. Man, he keep on bumping my tripod. Man, go up there. A lot of y'all love to use that excuse just so you don't have to do the hard part. And the hard part is letting go. You know when something is not good for you. And you know when God is like, this person is not for you. When God is saying this person ain't for you, that the love that you got is not being reciprocated, is when there's no peace. There's no peace. There's no... Y'all like to be like, oh, when we together, everything is good. Or when he's doing this, everything is good. But that's like one day out of the week. And then the rest of the time, y'all fighting. And trust me, it's because I've been there. I used to never want to break up with this person. But during the time I was with him, I felt like my mental health was just messed up, or I wasn't my best self. I wasn't like strong, But I'm just like, I realized like I used to blame so much on that person. Like, you made me do this, you made me. But really, I did that to myself because I didn't want to do the hard part of letting go. I didn't want to say, oh, I have some issues I need to work on. I need to work on my self-love, But love is not the relationship when it's just you loving them, So I just feel like more women and men need to understand that the quality of your relationship plays a big, big, big part, And a lot of people, especially women, they can be getting abused. They can be hurting inside, crying all the time, but still want to be with that person. It's I'm telling you, it's not the love that's keeping you with that person. I feel like you need to do inner work on yourself to figure out, why am I accepting that? Most women will stay in a relationship that they're not happy in, and they'll be like, I want to receive roses. I want to receive spontaneous dates. So many women are not even getting the bare minimum, but they want to stay because they use that excuse of, I love him. Y'all be good, right? He does something for one day or makes something up to you for like one day, say sorry, and then he does it again the next day. That's taking advantage of your kindness. That's taking advantage of your love. That's taking advantage of your time, everything. That's taking away precious, precious time away from you. And my biggest advice to you would be just cut the cord. Just cut it. And watch how much you transform. And don't just run to somebody else. And I'm talking to men or women. When you cut that trauma cord or y'all's toxic relationship, do not run to somebody else. Do not. Work on yourself. Give all the time to yourself. And you will transform yourself. And you want to know another thing? How you can know, if you need to work on yourself, if every time this person leaves or y'all get into a disagreement and you're like, oh, I'm about to go mess with somebody else. I'm about to go do something with somebody else. Watch me talk to all these N-words. And I see a lot of women doing that all the time. Okay, I'm about to go mess with somebody. Or, you know what I mean? That's a red flag to yourself, to you. That's when you need to be like, all right, I need to work on myself. Because why would you ever want to put your body in danger or give your precious body to someone just because you want to upset somebody else? You want to make somebody else see you. You want to make someone else. Let me rephrase that. It's not even about wanting to make somebody else see you. It's the fact that you want them to care. You want them to care and you want to upset them. But it's just don't let somebody know they got that much power over you that you better go give your beautiful body to someone else. And you need to look at your body as a temple. This right here is gold. This what the Egyptians was worried about. You need to think of yourself as that. Don't let it come off as cocky, but do you know who I am? And I know me and my friend was just talking about this too. Sometimes, especially, I can only speak mostly for women because I am a woman and I know I used to be toxic. But anyway, me and my friends was talking about I just didn't want him to be with somebody else. And I used to be I know, I didn't even want to be with him. But I didn't want nobody else to be with him either. Even though he was toxic and doing all types of stuff to me, I didn't want him with nobody else. And she was like, yeah, I know. And I was like, I don't even know what that's about. But once you cut that cord and you work on yourself, you do not care who got that man. You do not care. And I just love when women get to that point where they don't care about what that person has done to you, man or woman. I just love when y'all get to that point and y'all just do you go ruin somebody else's life. I'm over here doing this, I'm over here doing that. And when you work on yourself, you can realize what you don't want, or you can literally manifest the man that you want when you work on yourself, because you attract what you are. So if you want a good person, you want somebody who's going to do, right by you and cherish you, then you need to, have that same energy put out into the universe, And I just believe when you can work on yourself and when you finally meet that person that you got interest in, you need to ask him all the questions on the first day. Do not waste your time. Because love is not enough when it's just one-sided. Love is not the relationship. You gotta also think about how he makes other people feel. How does he make your friends feel? And I know a lot of y'all gonna be like, oh, I don't care about my friends. F my friends. But the whole time your friends be the ones that be there. You know what I mean? And if you got a man that makes you feel like, oh, you can't have no friends, or you don't want to like hang out with them as much, you just want to be under him all the time, that's also a little red flag for yourself that you need to work on that. Because I love to be with my man too, but I also know like I need to have time for myself. I need to sorry, I need to get out and have space from him. And you know, I just feel like, don't let a man tell you like, oh, I don't think your friend is like good for you. She's like, and y'all been friends for like years, you know what I'm saying? And y'all just like love each other. But sometimes when we in that toxic relationship, we just let the man kind of like drift us from our friends a little bit. And then they start to kind of brainwash you, as in like, I don't really think that she's a good friend, or, you know, because, you know, us women, sometimes we like to tell our man stuff about our friends and whatever, but when it's the wrong man, he's going to use that against you. Sorry, somebody texted my phone, but he's going to use that against you, and that's a red flag. You know, because a man who really like cares about you, cares about your well-being or whatever, and a real man ain't gonna get in between no women. Like, that's another thing we gotta be conscious of, because a real man, he don't care about no woman drama or to get in between them, because he's worried about other stuff. You know, he's not on little kids' time. He ain't on no teenager stuff, you know? In 2023, well, for the rest of 2023 and 2024, we're not dating kids. We ain't dating teenagers. We ain't dating boys. We dating men. And we ain't dating the N-words. We are dating men. Period. But just like I'm saying, like, that's also how you can know, like, this relationship ought to be toxic. And how you know, like, you know, I need to work on that. Like, if I'm really, like, wanting to be under him 24/7, you know, not want to have time for me, you know? Don't forget about you in the relationship. Don't stay with somebody just for the fact that you love them. Stay with them because how they make you feel, what they do for you, how they make you, you know, accomplish your dreams. And most of all, is he teaching you something? Like, a man needs to teach you life lessons you can use in the future, or he needs to be doing something for your mental state as well. Like, teaching you life, like self-help stuff to make sure your mind is good, make sure your mental is good, you know? And see how he treats his mama and his family, because how he treats his mama probably gonna reflect on how he's gonna treat you, you know? I just feel like, don't use the excuse that you love somebody just to stay with them, and just as a comfort to not break up with them, because you're just afraid to break up with them, really. Man or woman, you're just afraid to break up with him or her. But it's going to be the best thing you ever did once you do. I mean, friend. But anyway, I just want you guys to know that love is not the relationship. And I'm going to keep on saying it, because that little quote right there shook me. I was like, damn, they're right. It is not. You know, I could be doing some other stuff. I can be, you know, but I want to be here talking about I love him while I'm sitting over here crying. And us women know, when we know like this relationship not gonna last, ain't no peace, ain't nothing good happening, you know? We over here accepting the bare minimum for what? And my challenge to women is to date men, and date men with purpose, intention, you know? Date someone who has that. I'm not talking about sitting on the block. I'm not talking about rap career and still living with their mama doing nothing. I'm talking about a man with purpose, a man who knows where he's going, what he wants, all that. You know, that's the type of men you need to be dating, so you don't get caught up in a toxic cycle and have to use the excuse of, I love him. And it's really not even the love, it's the attachment. And that's also my challenge for women. Don't love men or women with attachment. Because most of the time, it's the attachment that's keeping you stuck. It's the attachment that's keeping you from your full potential. You know, make sure that you can be yourself when you're with this person. Make sure that you're able to conquer your dreams when you're with this person, because sometimes when we get comfortable in these relationships, we forget about our goals, we forget about our dreams, we forget about we just forget about ourselves, all for the sake of the word love, you know. And I say it's a word because there's no action being put into it when you're in a toxic relationship. Those men half of the time don't reflect the word love, you know. They're not doing anything that says, oh, I love you. Nothing. And I'm sorry, there's something that irks me that people do, men and women. Why are you posting this picture of you and the person that you supposedly love, but you don't show each other's faces? I don't want nobody in my business. I don't want nobody telling me, oh, that's my man, that's my girl. If you're afraid of that happening, you don't need to be with that person. You don't even need to be posting their freaking toe if that's what you think is gonna happen. You know? Trust me, I be knowing, but it just irks my soul. Because why are you posting somebody that you're not sure about? And love don't hide. You know? So that's just some food for thought. And if you want to be private, that's fine. But if your underlying reason for why you're not showing that person's face, or, you know, or, you know, whatever the case may be, then you don't need to be with that person. You obviously have some type of doubt or some type of doubt. You know, you ain't sure 110%. And you need to be 110% when it comes to you. You know, should be 500% when it comes to you. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say, because a lot of women need to know that, and a lot of men need to know that too. So my challenge is date men with purpose, intention, and also love without attachment. That is my 2 challenges for you. So let me know if this video helped you or you got something from it, you know. And also, I want to read something, and if you don't believe in God, that's fine. But I want to read something. So my friend got me this book, and it says Prayers and Promises for Women. So usually what I do, I just pick a random page and I just read, you know, what they say I should read. So maybe this will be for someone else too. Yes, this goes so good with what we just talked about. I'm telling you, God is intentional. So we're going to read Integrity. I know, my God, that you test the heart and are pleased with integrity. All these things I have given willingly and with honest intent. So if you ignore the last commandment and teach others to do the same, you will be called the least in the kingdom. But anyone who obeys God's law and teaches them will be called great in the kingdom. The honest person will live in safety, but the dishonest will be caught. So the prayer goes, Father, you deserve nothing but my best. I love you, my love, my worship, my respect. I trust your plans for my life. I know your instructions are for my good and for your glory. I want to walk in integrity and obedience before you so that my love really looks like love and my worship comes from a place of truth. Do you admire the integrity of someone in your life? So this book, I love it so much. And shouts out to Sandra for getting me that. But yeah, I just wanted to read that because maybe it might help somebody out there. But anyway, thank you. So I'll see you next time. Bye. Like, comment, and subscribe.